How's it going, guys? I am Matthias, and today I'm going to make a video that I wouldn't normally make, but under the circumstances, I feel compelled to. With everything that's been happening on the front of copyrights and fair use, I thought I would weigh in because this topic has affected me greatly. There are some fantastic videos up right now that explain the problem of copyright and fair use on YouTube a little bit more thoroughly than I'm going to. Some of these channels include Grade A Under A, Boogie2988, Channel Awesome is a great one that you should watch. And if you're wondering, you know what, I'm gonna skip this video, this doesn't really affect me. If you even clicked on this video, it does affect you, because that means you watch YouTube videos, and that means this is where you get your entertainment from, even if just a little bit. To get a bit more specific about fair use, the fair use clause is designed to protect freedom of speech and expression when referencing other pieces of copyrighted work in your work, such as news, education, film, TV, music, movies, and YouTube. Yes, YouTube. However, YouTube's copyright and fair use system is incredibly easy to abuse. I actually saw a video today in which a creator saw other creators getting hit with illegitimate claims on videos about this Damn Daniel trend. So he uploaded a video called 15 Minutes of Damn Daniel, and it was instantly claimed. The actual video itself was nothing more than a picture with silence for 15 minutes. And it was manually claimed by an actual person on the grounds that the sound recording was manually detected. It was silence. It was just 100% silence. So to understand the absurdity behind this, you have to understand a little bit more about fair use. So what is fair use? Fortunately for you, I'm one of the rare YouTubers that actually am educated on this topic. That's right, I went to film school and I took classes, just classes in this, fair use and copyrighted work. Fair use is designed to protect content such as criticism, news, magazines, TV, movies, etc. One of the biggest issues in fair use is how do you determine what's fair use and what's not? Luckily, the fair use clause explicitly states 4 points. Point number 1, and I'm gonna read this verbatim. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. So 1, is this content for the purpose of education? If so, you're safe. 2, is the content transformative by nature? And what that means is, does it add a level of value on top of the copyrighted work, or is it just a blatant ripoff? Point number 2, the nature of the copyrighted work. Essentially, is the copyrighted work factual or creative by nature? Which means if it's factual, you're gonna be safe under fair use. If it's creative by nature, here are the next couple points. Point number 3, the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. This is one of the recent issues that we're seeing come into play with all of these reaction-based channels where they just take the entire video and then sit behind it and just watch it. That is not fair use. As this point clearly states that you cannot use the entire copyrighted work. You must only use snippets, otherwise you're detracting from the value. If someone's gonna go and watch someone reacting to my video, but they put up the entirety of the video, what's the purpose for them to go to my channel? Why do they need to watch my video when they've already seen it in its entirety? Which happens so often. Now, when I give you explicit approval to do so in some of my videos, you are more than right to do that. Record your reaction because I want to see your honest to goodness reaction, but without my approval, you do not have the right to use my content in that fashion. And this feeds back into the 4th point, which is the effect of the use upon the potential market for the value of the copyrighted work. Essentially, if you're creating this thing and you're using copyrighted work, are you detracting from the value of the original copyrighted work? Are you taking away from their market? Are you stealing their audience and thus their profits, like uploading their video in full? Many reaction channels get it right though, only using snippets of the original copyrighted work, effectively piquing your interest to go see the original work, potentially even expanding the original copyrighted work's market. So with all 4 of these points, is your content fair use? If you go to a concert and record the artist in full, you get a full song in that recording, that is not fair use. You do not have the right to do that. If you take my video in full, you do not have the right to do that. The content that you create has to be a new creation. It has to be transformative by nature. If you are not doing that, you are not under fair use. Now, with a bit of understanding on how fair use works, let's take a look at some of these larger companies and see how they think fair use works. Whoops. These are all videos on my channel currently right now that are all being claimed by third parties. Some of these videos are even claimed by parties that don't own the original copyrighted work. Now, all of these are transformative by nature. But it doesn't matter because they can get away with anything on YouTube. You liked it when I used to make parodies, huh? Well, this is why I don't anymore. Because I didn't have a chance against these large companies and record labels. So I thought, I still kind of want to make parodies. I'm definitely too scared to make actual music video parodies right now, but I still wanted to parody these songs because they were so absurd. So I was like, how can I do that beyond a shadow of a doubt and still be in fair use? And thus, Lyrics in Real Life was born. That series that y'all liked, and then I stopped doing. Why? Because they still claimed those. Not only did I use less than 30% of the original lyrics of that song, I used zero music. I didn't use their music at all. So point 3, I'm safe. I also clearly made these videos transformative by nature because I made these lyrics into a conversation, half of which I wrote myself. The abuse of this copyright system on YouTube has dramatically changed my creative voice and my content and overall my channel. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be on YouTube, I need to just straight up be safe. I just can't even reference copyrighted work anymore, even though I have the legal right to do so. So from then on, I decided to create content that was my intellectual property alone. Side note, building a channel on your own intellectual property without any sort of referential content is almost impossible on YouTube based on how their YouTube algorithm works. Seriously, try to think of a channel right now that doesn't use copyrighted work in their videos somehow. Now, they all have fair use to do so, but gamers, fair use. Parodies, obviously fair use. Rant channels, fair use. What are you gonna rant about? Reviews? Seriously? Seriously, that's fair use. Even daily vlogs, the genre in which I would be like, okay, there's no way, it's just your life, right? No, companies have still found a way to claim videos because their products are in the videos. What? But even making videos off my own intellectual content, I was not safe still. Recently, an MCM that goes by the name of Studio 71 has been claiming my videos because their creators are in them. I'm not even kidding. This video is claimed by Studio 71 because Matthew Santoro is in that video. This video is claimed by Studio 71 because Kyle Hatch is in that video. Now, they had nothing to do with this. Kyle Hatch, Matthew Santoro, nothing to do with this. Studio 71 was doing this on their behalf. They had no idea that their network was abusing the system like that. After I disputed the claim, contacted a bunch of people, I finally got a hold of a representative over at Studio 71, and he assured me that this claim was in no way meant to be malicious. As if that means anything to me. If someone kills someone, does it matter to that person if they did it on purpose or not? No, they're dead either way. Either way, you stole my rights, my intellectual property, and my copyrighted work. Guess what? They don't have to give it back. Per YouTube system, they don't have to give it back. By the time this sketch was released, it had been a full day. How much money could you have made on that video in one day? What, 20, 30 cents? Yup. And Studio 71, I want that 20 cents back. And I want you to send it to me in the form of a check. Not because I need it, but I want you to go through the trouble that you put me through. I want you to go down to accounting. I want you to find my 25 cents. I want you to then cut me a check for 25 cents, and then I want you to send it to me. I'm serious. But to be perfectly honest, this isn't even about money. Even though I've had thousands and thousands of dollars stolen from me, this is about my rights as a creative person. This is about my intellectual property being stolen from me with no repercussions. This is a crime. And now if anyone wants to start a class action lawsuit to get this conversation really moving, I'm in. These companies might have millions of dollars, but we have millions of people. And guess which one's worth more? You keep poking the bear. Sooner or later, we're gonna bite.
Are you listening? Damn.